So here, this is kind of the biochemistry. I told you I like to educate. I was a teacher before I went back to med school, so that's why part of my passion was there for 6 years. This is the biochemistry of CoQ10, and what I really want you to focus on is up here. That's an enzyme that leads to the production of cholesterol. And I put this up here because almost everybody is familiar with statin medications to lower cholesterol. And I give another lecture, and it's about cardiovascular risk factors. And I really go into detail in that lecture about this, because an individual will have an increased level of cholesterol and will be put on a statin medication to reduce that cholesterol. Almost every time I have the audience raise their hand, it was a few months ago, and it was at a healthcare center, and it was the healthcare practitioners, about 60 of them. And I said, how many of you know somebody who's on a statin and they experience muscle pain and fatigue? I bet you 3/4 of that room raised their hand. It was unbelievable. And I said, do you know why? And they didn't. This was nurses, some of them were residents, and then most people didn't raise their hand after I said, do you know why? And I brought up this picture of the biochemistry of CoQ10. And I showed the statin medication, and I showed it reducing cholesterol. I don't know if you can see it. Can anybody take a guess of what else statins decrease the production of, in addition to cholesterol, of why somebody experiences fatigue and muscle pain? What else do you think statins deplete? CoQ10. And I show this picture because it's the same biochemical pathway. This enzyme right here, HMG-CoA reductase, that is the enzyme statins inhibit to reduce cholesterol. The problem is, in the same exact pathway that we're reducing cholesterol, the same pathway we reduce CoQ10. And right in that picture it says, CoQ10 deficiency caused by statins can lead to congestive heart failure, chronic myopathy. That's just disease of the muscle. That's why we get the muscle pain. And look at that, chronic fatigue syndrome. Well, now you know why. If you deplete CoQ10, now you have the knowledge of why. That makes sense to you. You go out and you meet somebody, like, yeah, I'm not saying they don't need the statin. I'm not saying that. But by God, supplement them with CoQ10. I mean, that surprises me every time I hear that. If somebody's on one, okay, I'm not necessarily going to argue that, but let's support them with CoQ10. And you guys now know if we deplete CoQ10, you would say, well, of course you're going to get muscle pain and fatigue. Why wouldn't you? Same biochemical pathway, decrease cholesterol, decrease CoQ10. Got to supplement that CoQ10. Right here, research article, coenzyme Q10, talking about right there in the bold, CoQ10 utilized for energy production. You guys know all about that. You know you must have CoQ10 to have energy production. And I bolded it right there, CoQ10 deficiency, congestive heart failure, hypertension, Parkinson's disease. Why? Because we're affecting at the level of the mitochondria. And that might be neurologically, the mitochondria within the brain tissue itself. So you can see, if we reduce that CoQ10, we're going to affect that mitochondria. Well, then I hope at this point you're saying, no wonder we have all these problems. If we have these deficiencies and we're disrupting our mitochondria, well, yeah, it's going to lead to pain, fatigue, neurological conditions, heart failure, hypertension. That is my goal. If you say, oh, no wonder